everyone. I'm Ian Miller,
What's going on, guys? It's Andrew.
and welcome to Media Talk with Miller and Smith. We're back.
We're back.
Uh, it's been a bit of a hiatus, obviously. We've had a lot of stuff going on in our lives. He went away for his birthday, and we saw a lot of movies. And also, I got my own personal projects I'm doing on my other channel, Triple Threat Comics YouTube channel, which you can check out at your convenience. But yeah, we've had a crazy month and a half, and August is not even done yet. We're close, we're close to the end of the summer.
Okay.
Oh,
All right.
no, this is a knee jerk reaction, folks, to when we were going to school. Because we were just like, oh god, we hate summer ending.
Yeah, it was when we were in school, we dreaded for the summer to end, and we were getting our back to school books and stuff, and
Yeah,
getting our uniforms. Okay.
yeah, we're having flashbacks, but it's weird experiencing it as an adult. Okay, because it's like, it's all right. It's just like an every other day. But then when you get colder, like, oh god, I want this to be summer again. Oh, but what can you do?
Yeah. Weather changes. Seasons change.
Yeah. Speaking of seasons, we actually got a promise not to talk about what's happening in the baseball season currently because we're not happy about it.
Well, I mean, it's not like we're not happy about it, but I will update you guys briefly on it. Won't go too much into it.
Very briefly.
No, it's fine. So it was a pretty rough couple months for the Yankees and Mets. It was a lot of losing games. A lot of games that should have been won. A lot of games that wish could have won. But as they say, baseball is an unpredictable sport. So we just got to hope that both teams will pick it up. And hopefully by the end of the season, or hopefully within the next month or so, we should be sure of, or at least have an idea of where both teams stand by the end of next month. And hopefully both of them will be in the playoffs. So crossing our fingers for that. But yeah, all Yankees and Mets fans out there, including me as a Yankee fan, it was rough. It was rough. But they'll get through it. So just gotta hope that it all comes together and they both make the playoffs, and still hoping for that Subway Series, World Series. So we'll see about that. But as of now, Yankees and Mets just have to keep consistently winning, and see what happens from there. But I will update you all on the baseball season as it goes on. Obviously not every episode of our podcast because we're not probably not a lot of news going on there right now. But towards the end of middle of September, there should hopefully be a good update for both teams. So, and I'm sure my good friend Ian here has watched both the Yankees and Mets games. As you can see on his face.
Yeah, I as my friend actually knows, I actually had a few outbursts on the last few games. Like we won a couple of games. The Yankees won a couple of games. Mets, it's a mixed bag. But the last game with the Yankees, I was like, I had an outburst. Let's just admit that I had an outburst. It's actually interesting because when I started watching baseball, it was around the year 2000, 2001. Because we really needed a win, especially in 2001 because of obviously the tragic events of what happened that year. So we really needed a win, and I remember watching the Yankees with my dad, and we won a couple of games there because again, New York really needed a win. So I love the sport. I love the fact that I've gone to baseball games with my family members, with my brother Smith over here, for a couple of for a birthday of his, and also just we've gone to games obviously, and I enjoy it. I hate seeing my teams losing. I really do. But again, it's life. That's what it is. It's just life. I hope to God, we get better towards the end of the season, but we just got to get there. We just got to get towards that. So we got to get to that point. So let's just keep hoping and just keep watching.
Yeah, no, pretty much. Pretty self-explanatory. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
Definitely, definitely right on the money. But yeah, um, I know both our us Yankee fans and Mets fans. You know, not the way, um, we would hope the season has gone so far. But as you said, we'll keep hoping. We'll keep praying that both teams really do well towards the end of the month, on the end of this month and into next month.
Yeah.
Um, but see what happens down the line. And yeah, hopefully get good results. So Yankees and Mets fans, let's keep watching, let's keep praying. No matter how mad we get, you know, at our teams, we just gotta keep
Yeah.
hoping. So
Yeah. Don't do any Hulk outs. I don't recommend it.
yeah,
Whether it's a green Hulk out or red Hulk out, just don't do it.
yeah, don't do a red Hulk out or
Nah.
the regular Hulk out. So
Yeah.
um, but yeah, I'll keep you updated on that as the season goes on. Towards the end of the month. One more month left of baseball. Well, and then the playoffs, but
Yep.
we'll see. Um, really quickly, football is upon us soon. Preseason has just ended, I believe, for the NFL. They have about another week and a half, 2 weeks until regular season starts. Um, so hopefully, you know, excited for football to come back. Excited for the Giants. The Giants have a new quarterback, Russell Wilson. Um, Yankees. Still, sorry guys, I'm still in baseball mode. Sorry. Little
Give him a
baseball
moment.
thing on
Give
the
him a
mind here.
moment.
Giants drafted a quarterback in Jackson Dart. So I was looking at his preseason stats. He actually did really well in preseason. So did Russell Wilson. So I'm hoping this is a good season for the Giants. They get better. Hopefully Russell Wilson will get us there, and hopefully down the line in the future, Jackson Dart will be our starting quarterback. Jets, the Jets look pretty good. They got a good new quarterback as well in Justin Fields. Um, new coach. I'm hearing pretty good things about Aaron Glenn. So, um, yeah, I mean, good notes on both teams. So just can't wait for football to get started, and wishing good things for both teams.
Yeah. Okay. That's it for our sports talk. Let's get to the entertainment stuff. Now, since we're still in summer, obviously, we can't really talk about who won the best summer blockbuster of summer 2025 yet,
Mm-hmm.
because again, it's still summer. Will be for a couple of weeks left. So instead, we're going to be talking about two big movies that we really enjoyed in the past 2 months. But first, let's talk Broadway for a second. We are going to go back to reviewing Broadway shows. The next show actually is going to be Hades Town.
Mm-hmm.
So still have to look forward to that. We got a couple of shows obviously down the line, but yeah. So more updates about that in the next episode.
Yeah. excited to see Hadestown. We're most likely, I think we talked about it. We're probably most likely gonna see that next month in September.
Yeah,
So we'll find a date to do that. Um, and then we got another show after that in Moulin Rouge, and I'm actually pretty, um, what is it? Pretty looking for. Well, I'm looking forward to seeing that. Never really saw it on Broadway. I saw the movie,
yeah.
um, but I'm actually pretty interested to see how it looks on Broadway as well.
Well, I think it's gonna be a fun experience. I actually have seen it, but I wouldn't mind seeing it again. Just to see the different performances and all that, because it gives a new, fresh perspective, and also just see how certain actors do something different with their roles. So it's gonna be fun.
Yeah, definitely. Just one more note on that. For all of you Harry Potter fans, um, there is, and I'm sure all of you fans out there have seen it by now. Um, Tom Felton is actually coming back to Harry Potter as Draco Malfoy in Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, reprising his role. So he will start, I believe, in November.
Yeah,
He will start in November, and all the way till, what was it, May 2026,
yeah, it was.
something like that. Yeah, so we are actually going to see him. We have to figure out a date for that, but we will go see him for a show, Harry Potter and the Cursed Child, and we should be able to update you guys on how his performance was in that show. So I'm looking forward to
Absolutely,
seeing that.
absolutely. Okay, so back to the summer movies. We saw these two big movies that came out, both from DC and Marvel. But let's talk about DC for example, because it's about to restart its franchise, Superman. Now, there has been a lot of buzz about the movie before it was even released, you know, with James Gunn writing and directing it, and it had a pretty impressive cast. So, obviously, from the trailers, we were very excited about, and when we got into the theater, we were a little bit on edge because we didn't know what to expect. I was not disappointed. It was not a minute wasted. The story was very engaging. The performances were top notch. The look of the film, even the music, they did a very great job, paying homage to John Williams's incredible score. So, yeah, those are my initial thoughts. What were your thoughts, Smith?
Yeah, no, definitely. I didn't really know the actor very well who played Clark Kent. The only movie I really saw him in was the Twisters movie,
Yeah,
uh, the with Glenn Powell. That was really the only movie I saw him in, and I wasn't too sure on the performance of Rachel Brosnahan, even though she's a really great actress.
yeah,
Um, but no, they totally, um, what is it? You know they did a really great job. Um, you know they they made me impressed. They got me impressed. I would think David. What was it? David Corns. How do you pronounce the last name? Cornset.
I hope David's not
I,
watching
I,
this.
I apologize, David, if you are watching this. Yeah, I believe it's
Uh,
David Cornsweet.
okay, yeah, that's it.
I apologize if I got it wrong, David, but yeah, David did a really great job as Superman. Um, the way he interacted, when he was fighting with Lex,
Oh,
at the end of that movie, was you could see so much hate and so much feeling and so much, you know, um, you know, responsibility of who he was or who he is.
yeah,
Just constantly defending himself of who he is and why he needs to protect this planet. Why he needs to protect all the citizens from Earth, and it was just really inspiring to me.
yeah. The just about as human as anyone else's speech that gives to Lex is just so powerful. It's very much a Superman thing.
Alien! That is where you've always been wrong about me, Lex. I'm as human as anyone. I love, I get scared. I wake up every morning and despite not knowing what to do, I put one foot in front of the other and I try to make the best choices I can. I screw up all the time. But that is being human. And that's my greatest strength.
Mm-hmm.
And if people have said, Superman wouldn't have these emotional outbursts, I'm like, we're dealing with a different Superman, first of all, who is frustrated when, even though he does the right thing, people criticize him. It's a very realistic human feeling because we all get frustrated when we try to do the right thing and people, judge us for our actions. But there's another thing that Pa Kent tells, Clark, about his actions. They make you who you are.
Yeah. No, that was a very touching moment between them two.
Yeah.
Even though obviously Pa Kent is not really, Clark's father, you can still feel every time, the connection between them two, and the father and son moment.
Yeah. Because even the comics, Clark's Earth parents was always, his lifeline.
Yeah.
Yeah, and going back to the Lois and Clark relationship for a second there, I love how, they work things out, because she wasn't sure about the relationship, you know, at first, because they
Mhm.
only been going on for a couple of months.
Yeah.
And she was, just questioning it up until the very end because she's like, is he really for real? Because, again, we know Lois, she's very much a cynic. She's a very good, tough reporter. She has to be in this type of world.
Yeah.
But you see her questioning it, and Rachel is just brilliant at that, questioning her decisions and all of that, questioning her relationship with Clark, and really seeing him as he really is. So it was very rewarding when she actually realizes that, yeah, she loves him.
Yeah. I mean, you can feel the connection between them two, and also like they did reach their. I mean, obviously, couples fight.
Yeah,
So they did reach their moment on that. But you know, it was always, it's always going to be, Lois and Clark. You
yeah,
know, but I'm just they just had really great chemistry, I thought.
yeah, they did. But my God, Nicholas Holt, jeez, this version of Lex Luthor just took it way past versions. I mean, the man's an egomaniac, and Nicholas plays him perfectly. Because if you watch the performance, you're like, and read a comic, I'm like, that's Lex Luthor right there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, especially the ending of the movie. That even though from start to finish, he was all menacing, and he wanted to get rid of Clark at Superman, obviously, but at all costs. He wouldn't stop at nothing to do that.
Yeah, especially with the fight with Ultraman. He's
Yeah.
kept controlling Ultraman, and he's very passionate as if he's punching Superman. I'm like, Nicholas, you got it. You got it. Yeah. Some other great characters in there as well. Obviously, we have to talk about Guy Gardner, the
Oh
Green Lantern.
God.
Nathan played Guy perfectly because, again, when you read a comic with Guy Gardner, that's Guy Gardner to a T. And he played it beautifully. So I'm like, okay, I have to see him really get kicked out of the Green Lantern Corps at some point
Nathan, if
in
you're
the
watching this,
movies.
please respond to this.
Yeah, we would love to interview. In fact, we would love to interview anybody from the Superman cast and crew, and that includes you, James Gunn. We would love to interview you.
Yeah, no, but Nathan is, one of my favorite actors out there.
Yeah.
But he did a really tremendous job. I could still see the mental images in my head from that movie on how he acted.
Yeah.
No, but he he did play Guy Gardner um, really really well. And excuse me here, but he was a dick.
Yeah. A total dick. Yeah, absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
he played it really really well. He really did.
Yeah. Another great character was Mr. Terrific.
Oh yeah. Hmm.
Pretty much stole all his scenes that he was in. I was like, okay, because we obviously remember Mr. Terrific from the Arrow TV show, and
Yeah.
he wasn't this much of a badass.
No,
Not
he
to
was.
mention, not to say that version of the character wasn't great. He was, but this this guy took it even further.
No, absolutely. He did a tremendous job also. I mean, I like the one from Arrow.
Yeah,
He did a great job, but this one took it to the one from Superman took it to a whole nother level in this one.
yeah. Another great one is Hawk Girl. You know,
Mhm.
there's a nice toughness to her. You know, I remember watching the Justice League animated series. You know, that's how I first got exposed to her character, and I'm really looking forward to see where she goes from here. Isabel did a fantastic job because
You
it's
think there'll
not
be
an easy role to play.
you think there'll be a Hawkgirl movie?
Oh, I'm betting it. I'm betting it. Oh, she's gonna be a member of the Justice League at some point.
Oh yeah. There was another character that I thought did a tremendous job. I mean, you know all these characters more than I do, but it was you finally get to see Jimmy Olsen.
Oh man, we've been missing Jimmy for a couple of movies now, and it's very refreshing to have a Jimmy Olsen. You know, that's not just a photographer, but he's also a reporter
Hmm.
because that's actually in the comics currently. So like, okay, this makes more sense.
No, definitely. Um, and spoilers, but if you guys haven't seen the movie, what is wrong with you? Um,
Yeah,
um, no, but I thought it was pretty funny how he was interacting with Lex Luthor's girlfriend.
yes, Miss Tessmacher.
Yes.
Yeah, yeah, those are very funny interactions. You know, James is very good. You know, for adding humor, but it doesn't feel like it's it doesn't feel stale. It doesn't feel like it doesn't belong there. It
Yeah,
does belong there, and he does it very creatively. But yeah, those interactions were very funny. Best Some of the best parts of the movie.
just using her for information.
Yeah, and the nickname he gives her on the cell phone. I'm like, okay, that's a bit extreme.
It's extreme, but it's helpful, I guess.
Yeah. It was also great was Wendell Pierce as Perry White. Even though we didn't get to see too much of him, we got just about enough.
Yeah, I mean that was a little bit of a takeaway for me from the movie, which I wish he would have been in the movie a lot more often than what he was in.
Yeah. I hope to get to be more in the sequel because I'd like to see him interact more with Clark and Jimmy in particular.
Hmm. Yeah, no, definitely.
But yeah, I was very pleased with the film. You know, it went to some places I didn't think it was going to go, especially with the big reveal with Jarrell and L'Oreal and that message. Again, I'm not going to say anything if you guys hadn't seen it yet. But there is quite something in there, and you're like, "Oh my god, I can't believe they went to this situation." But
Hmm.
obviously, that part was never canon in the
Yeah,
comics because they never really left a message in the original comics. But in a modern audience, it would kind of make sense.
yeah,
But again, you don't tell your kid something like that. You don't.
no,
It's just messed up. but yeah, I was pleased with it. I'm looking forward to more of it, and we also got a cameo from Supergirl.
A drunk Supergirl.
She's very much a teenager, really, because
Yeah.
that's always the story. She was sent out in the rocket before Clark was to protect him, but obviously he arrived on Earth first, and she got derailed. So she's just, I guess, acting now as a teenager. I guess is the best way to say that.
Yeah. No,
So it's gonna be,
it's pretty
it's
accurate.
gonna, yeah, it's gonna be interesting to see what her film's gonna be like next year.
Hmm. I think that's the next DC movie.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. James is currently writing the Superman sequel,
Hmm.
so that's gonna be very interesting.
And the Batman 2 script is finished. Thank God.
Uh, they got to put this in production very fast because Robert Pattinson is going to be turning 40 soon, and he's no longer going to be the youngest Batman.
Yeah. Um. No, but how did you feel about them not doing an origin story?
I thought it was appropriate because we've been here, we've done that, we've seen it. We've seen it done brilliantly twice.
Hmm.
You know, both
Yeah.
the Richard Donner and the Zack Snyder one. We don't need to do another origin story again.
Yeah. No, I
Uh,
agree.
we, it was the same thing with the Batman movie. We didn't need to see an origin story again, so we got you know Batman in the second year and Superman's in his third year in this
Hmm.
movie. So we're good.
Yeah, it was a pretty refreshing take on that.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. With the opening shot of Superman, it was kind of like with Superman Returns, where they actually described how the Superman came to the planet before he disappeared. It's kind of like
Yeah.
that.
True. Yeah. Yeah.
And we also got a very not yeah, Superman is strong, but he's not indestructible like he had been in the previous entries. I
Hmm.
kind of like that because again, that makes him a bit more human, more vulnerable,
Yeah.
even though he's a Kryptonian. So it makes sense. But yeah, the film is still in theaters, but it's also available on digital, so you can buy it on Amazon or Apple. Wherever you could buy these things.
Yeah.
Personally, I rather wait till the Blu-rays come out because you want that physical media feel.
I agree. Um, I saw something today that I think this was the first time since 2011 that a comic book movie has not reached over $700 million. Um, and Superman is the highest grossing comic book movie this year. And it's up to $600 million. So
I think we just need to get back to that place where we can get back to these $1 billion box office returns. But again, we have to get there. We might get there with the next two Avengers movies. Where I don't know though. We'll
yeah,
have to see.
yeah, but I mean, it's like we said, we people have to start going to movie theaters. They have to keep going to movie theaters, otherwise, it's not going to reach that
You, I'm looking at you, you people. Go to movie theaters. It's the best experience. You can't experience that in your own home in the couch. Yeah, yeah, it's comfortable, but still, you gotta experience this.
just the movie feel, with popcorn and soda and
Big audience, and that's another thing I've noticed. Nobody clapped at Superman, but they clapped in the next film we're going to talk about right now, and that was the Fantastic Four: First Steps.
yeah. With this movie, I'm not too sure why this was a declining movie. I really don't. I don't know why it was they said it was a box office bomb.
I don't consider it a bomb. I really don't. Your perceptives of what is a box office bomb is quite startling. Yes, it should make a certain amount of money before it actually starts getting back its his budget. I get that, but still, the fact that some of these films went past the budget,
Mm-hmm.
into $300 million plus, that's a huge. That's saying, okay, we're making money.
Yeah.
I get it's not like the back in the 1990s, when you had a budget for a movie like $45 million for a
Mm-hmm.
budget, but then you went on to make 200 million. I get it. It's not like that, but still, it should count for something that these films are still making money.
No, I agree. I mean, I really enjoyed the movie. I really didn't like one bad thing about it. Um, I mean, I can't even think of one at this point.
Yeah,
But I kind of thought like when I was going into this movie, I kind of in the beginning, and I will be honest, I was comparing like this team to like the 2000 and what was it, 2008,
good.
6,
Not, no, I think it was 2005.
2005. I was comparing it to that cast in the beginning, but then when I started going through the movie, when the whole movie was playing, I kind of got away from that. And I actually started liking the cast, how they performed in this movie.
Yeah, they took the characters in a different way than the 2005 cast had.
Mm-hmm.
You know, because I think they really went back to the core of the comics, especially when they were written in the 60s.
Yeah.
Because this obviously was set in 1964,
Mm-hmm.
and you could tell from the aesthetic, and it was a perfect choice and the right choice of doing a period movie because you get to see, how they are very much in their domain
Yeah.
because they are technically the only superheroes in this particular universe. Because obviously, this is on when you're dealing with the multiverse, you're on a parallel, universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, but the technology in that 1964, I think we should have some of that now because I was very impressed, and they did some nice callbacks to some of the other, Fantastic Four villains and all that, like Mole
Mm-hmm.
Man,
Yeah.
which is something I would have liked to have seen them against fully, but again, we need to deal with the big bad villain that's Galactus.
Yeah, and they did bring back Silver Surfer.
Yeah,
Um, you know, I I enjoyed the Silver Surfer in the
2007.
2007. Okay, thank you. Um, um, yeah, I enjoyed that character, but this one was a little bit, in this movie was a little bit more. Mm, what's the word I'm looking for? I
I
don't
thought
know.
I thought she had a more dangerous edge to her
Yeah.
because when you meet her for the first time, when she's announcing, the Galactus is coming to, destroy the Earth.
Hmm.
There's definitely a menace quality, you know, stone cold killer. But when Johnny, really looks at her, examines, who she is and what she's all about,
Yeah.
you start to see those walls that she's been forced to build start to break down a little through the course of the movie.
Hmm.
Because, and there's going to be some spoilers here, I'm very sorry.
Again,
Galactus,
what's wrong with you
yeah.
if you haven't seen it?
So Reed and Sue are actually having a child, you know? So technically it would be a Fantastic Five instead of four.
Yeah.
But again, you can't mess with the cool name of the Fantastic Four. Anyway, so the team goes up to meet Galactus, and he gives them an ultimatum. I will cancel the attack on Earth if you give me your child. And of course, she was very much pregnant with their child, and both parents are like, "No, you'll never take Earth. You'll never take our child." And I have to say, Vanessa Kirby's performance as Sue Storm, my God, it's fantastic, and no pun intended.
Okay.
because again, she's operating not just as a leader of the team, but also as a mother.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
His parents would definitely die for the kids, especially moms.
100%.
Yeah. So I like that aspect. I also like the team camaraderie because obviously years have passed since they've had their accident and they've all changed and they really have become a family. It's not like with the 2005 one where Ben Grimm is trying to kill Reed Richards because of what had happened to them. And Johnny's less stuck up in this time around because they had to figure, okay, yeah, Johnny's a bit of a hothead. Again, no pun intended.
Still a hothead.
Yeah, but he's also matured.
Yeah.
We're seeing an aspect of him that we hadn't seen in the previous entries, which I thoroughly liked.
Yeah, I mean, while he was still a hothead, he still had some of that, um, he still had a um more he was becoming a more mature person, a little bit more grown up.
Yeah, I like the Chris Evans version, which he also did a great job as well because that was very much of the Johnny Storm from those comics.
Yeah.
But I have to tell you, one other thing that stood out to me was also Pedro Pascal's portrayal of Reed Richards because Reed is very much driven in his work. Something we obviously seen a little bit of, in the previous entries, but in this one he's a bit more driven, and we get to see that because Reed has a way to just block everything out, just to focus on his task,
Mm-hmm.
which is obviously prepare for Galactus. It almost becomes an obsession with him.
Yeah. When he was first becoming a father, um, he had to use his scientific intellect and baby proof the whole room.
Yeah, he's definitely like on the comics when they actually have their son Franklin. But yeah, it's so everyone to see that. But we also get to see a great Ben Grimm in this one as well
Hmm.
because he's pretty much supporting everybody.
Yeah.
But he's also looking at his own life, saying, "I missed out on something. Maybe I could find some sort of romantic connection." And that's what he does kind of in the movie.
Yeah. I mean, you kind of see that with someone he meets in the movie, and kind of like right now he's pretty much at peace with what he is. He knows that this is who he is now, and there's really no going back. Of course, it was a freak accident, but you know, in this movie, he's like in the other version, like you said, not trying to kill Reed in this movie. But he had more of a calming, um, what is it, like a calming presence to him that, this is my life, this is who I am. I just have to live it, just enjoy life and just be happy.
Yeah. What's also great about the movie was, the message of really coming together and be united as a planet
Yeah.
against this huge unstoppable force because they put a lot of effort to try to, prepare themselves.
Hmm.
So I was like, okay, this is I like that. I think we need to see more of that, like in not just in movies but also in life, really.
Yeah. I mean, you saw during the movie how, well, part of it that, you know, everyone from the planet was willing to give up Reed and Sue's child in order
Yeah.
to keep the planet safe.
How could you ask, parents to do that? You just can't.
I mean, what if it was your own kid? I
Yeah.
mean, you have to put yourselves in their shoes. I mean, I understand you want the planet safe, but you really give up someone else's child, you know, something could be, something could happen to them. They can never see them again in order to keep your planet safe.
Yeah. We also get to see a darker side of Sue in those type of scenes. Especially when Reed tells her that we have to use the kid as bait.
Yeah.
And I'm like, okay, I think the actress is definitely itching for to play the darker side of Sue Storm in a later movie, which I'm all for because that does happen in the comics.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a very enjoyable movie. Great, cast, great production, very well directed. I love the car. I gotta tell you, I
Of
just
course.
love the fantastic car.
There was just a funny moment at the end where they did reveal the car, and Johnny, Reed, and Ben were trying to put in the car seat in the fantastic car.
It's hilarious.
It's
Like
hilarious.
seriously, guys, you really gotta see this movie. You guys see it.
You really
Uh,
have to.
Especially wait until the end scene because something does happen that leads into the next movie.
Yeah. Yeah. I won't give anything away if none of you haven't seen it. But there's kind of a sad moment in there, where my heart kind of like stopped for a minute because I kind of thought like, no, this can't happen now in the first movie, and
Yeah,
then something happens, and I
it
won't give
does.
anything. I won't give anything away, but
Let's just
yeah,
say it's a big moment that people have been waiting to see for about a year and a half. Let's just say that.
yeah, um, yeah, and then well, no, okay, I won't give anything on the post credit
Yeah, yeah,
scene because there was a
yeah,
big post credit scene in there. So
yeah. So let's leave it at that.
yes, but Fantastic Four First Steps, please, please go see it. We need this movie to raise more money.
Yeah.
It's at 490 million now. So
Yep. Um. Yeah. So I'm definitely looking towards the future of Marvel and DC at this point. I think they're off to very good starting points. Obviously, Superman is the starting point, but Marvel is coming back. I think from the brink of where it was starting to become almost a parody of itself.
hmm
And that really started, I believe, with Captain America: Brave New World, which people are actually starting to like a bit now, a bit
yeah,
more than they did when they saw it in the theaters. Which I'm actually relieved because I thought we were crazy. We got the point right away.
yeah. I mean, you and I said it in one of the episodes. Like the movie was so good, and you had all these mixed reactions. Like people were saying, like this is like an Incredible Hulk movie. There's no Mark Ruffalo in there. We wished Hulk was in the movie, but you just can't look at it like that. You just have to. This is a Captain America movie, and you just have to think of it like that. I mean,
Yeah,
it was really good.
and it was very much a political movie, and that's where Captain America really, does, really works, does
Mhm.
best. That's in a political movie.
Yeah,
And when you have, Thaddeus Ross playing the president and then becoming a Red Hulk, it makes sense, that Captain America has to deal with it.
yeah.
Because we don't know where Hulk is. He's probably somewhere else. So, yeah. So, look at it that way. Then we had Thunderbolts, which I thought was another good one,
hmm
dealing with grief. Because that was the thing of the movie, dealing with grief.
Yeah. I mean, now it's the new Avengers.
Oh,
Um,
God. I am still not getting used to that.
yeah. So now it kind of have to ask yourself now, like you're gonna get um I wouldn't say a rivalry, but you're gonna get a disagreement between these two teams, and Sam is gonna recruit his own team, and then Bucky is now on this new Avengers team. So we kind of have to see what the relationship will be with that in Doomsday.
Yeah, which will be released next year. So I'm very excited about that. But yeah, those are the two big superhero movies that we really saw towards the end of the summer. But my friend here saw Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the 1990 version,
Oh,
for the
here we go.
very first time. What did you think?
I enjoyed it. I'm glad I went. Um, I enjoyed it a lot more than I thought it would, and the visual effects were actually really, really good.
Yeah,
Um, so yes, I enjoyed going, and thank you for letting me see it.
of course. It's actually interesting. The first scene that we saw, where April and Danny are actually in an office showing off the illustrations, that was actually supposed to be at the end of the movie. That was an alternate ending they shot.
Oh wow.
I think it would have been fun. That would have been fun.
No, definitely.
But that was what it was. Anyway, I just wanted to bring that up because I had loved that movie as a kid, and I wanted my friend to actually experience it. And they would obviously celebrate the 35th anniversary, and they actually got extended for a third week,
Oh, that's
you know,
awesome.
and re-release. So I was very excited about that. But yeah, so we got till the end of summer to go through, who won, obviously the summer box office.
Hmm.
So we'll see that possibly in the next two episodes. I don't know yet.
Possibly, yes. Um, just let us know if you saw the movie. Let us know what you thought about it. Leave it in the comments what you liked, what you didn't like, how the performance were. Because we still want to hear from you guys.
Yeah, absolutely. And we're going to try to do this on a more regular basis, obviously. But again, we
Yes.
have other things in our lives. But again, we're going to do our best to, do this a weekly thing.
Yeah,
So,
we apologize for not giving you all notice that we were going on hiatus because we didn't know. Just life caught up with us.
life takes over at times.
Yeah, but as my good friend Ian here said, we will continue to do this on a constantly basis. We will try to do that. So
Yeah, because we owe it to you guys, who actually watch our shows. And we do
yes,
appreciate you guys.
absolutely,
Eh,
100%.
yeah. I think it's going to be for us tonight. But as always, hit that like button and subscribe. And obviously, talk to us in the comments. Well, I think that's going to be it. I'm Ian Miller,
I'm Andrew Smith.
and this has been Media Talk with Nolan Smith. Have a good night, folks.
Good night, guys.
If you'd like to follow us on YouTube, just hit that like button and subscribe.